For my 10th masterclass, I would like to say something about a sculpture by Simon Masschelein, a young sculptor living in Belgium. And I don't know really what to say about it. Maybe you can make the head again. The sculptures of Simon are thought starting from the articulations of the human body. That's how he started conceiving of them. And they are very often assemblages of pieces of different materials. In this case, 3 pieces of marble are combined in themselves, but they are held by iron. And these iron parts are essential elements of the sculpture in its totality. Here we see iron, marble, and alabaster, transparent alabaster. This sculpture has been made hollow. It has a hinge, of course. It can take on many shapes or constellations. It can evoke lots of images. In this case, it might look like the head of a grasshopper. But it also evokes the image of the head of a bull. It's of an utmost simplicity. It reveals also the space between the 2 stones. It reminds us of African masks or of the exquisite simplicity of the first sculptures, surrealist sculptures by Giacometti. It's sculpted in marble, which is new in this respect that it's rarely done by contemporary artists without attempts to make figures. Here it's mainly a reflection about combining different materials, real materials, being true to the material, realizing that a sculpture comes into being by making holes or bumps. As Rodin said, and later Henry Moore repeated, we feel Henry Moore here as well. But there are things that are new, and they reside in the combination of the different materials, the assemblage of different elements. This is an early sculpture by Simon Masschelein. It also reminds us of the early wooden works by Giacometti, but this is just something I'm seeing now. It's not something that has been done consciously, and it's not relevant even. I like all these solutions, self-thought of handmade solutions. Here we can see the transparency of the alabaster. You also see 2 elements that have been combined to form a kind of couple. We see the same here. A beautiful couple sculptures, a double sculpture, maybe a tired one. In itself, it also consists of 3 parts: an iron part with a self-made device to attach the sculpture to the tree or a pillar. The marble piece consists of 2 parts as well, as we can see here, because the sculpture has been cut into 2. Both pieces are each other's complement. In itself, they're also divided into 2. And here we see the device. I wouldn't know the name. To attach the sculpture. This is another sculpture by Simon Masschelein, also consisting of alabaster, glued to welded, roughly welded iron. And here as well we see this particular quality of Simon's work, which is that it balances beautifully between being finished and non-finished. Sometimes the welding is perfect, sometimes it's roughly, it's just functional. This piece is very beautiful also as well, because it's in balance. It's not standing, it's hanging in space. The light spread here. Could you show us how you can change the balance, and maybe I'll try to find more light. So the piece is adjustable, and depending on its length, you can put it in several positions. This is another beautiful piece. But today I would mainly try to speak about a relatively new sculpture. Which is this one. It reminds me of chaps. The work obtains a kind of figurative power, reminds us of trousers or legs, because actually it consists of the 2 halves of the same trunk, cut into 2, and then it has been enriched by 2 parts of the same marble element, also cut into 2 and attached to the trunk with tiny wooden tabs. Here also we see this beautiful balance between being finished and unfinished. We see how a shape can come into being by an original object being divided into 2, and this 2 times, as we saw earlier as well. So, very elegant, simple piece. This one looks like a kind of silhouette, cloak, a ghost. It stands on little feet, which originally, of course, were branches of a tree, I suspect a willow tree. And there as well we see an assemblage of different materials, wood, cork, and the red marble. Kan je dit misschien in het licht zetten, Simon? Going to give it some more light. When I said earlier that Rodin spoke about sculpture as being making holes and bumps, I forgot to say that he called it a science. He called it la science des bosses et des trous, the science of holes and bumps.